Right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing today? Welcome to the show. First of all, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Hey, GLM, hella, hyphy. I really want some pickles, so I'll go get some then. I mean, that's a pretty easy fix. How are y'all doing? Can we do a sound check, please? Audio and video check. Before I get into it, I hope you're all having a great day. Anyway, got some more things to. Oh, there's some kids over there, and somebody's reading to them on a Sunday. I was wondering where that was coming from. Can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? Please, somebody verify that. Oh, man. Hey, Cynthia. Can you hear me tapping the ball there? Let me know if you can hear me tapping this. Please let me know. And if I cut out at all, please let me know. Everything should be okay. Thank you. Well, let's get right to it because I'm only going to be doing 2 laps today. I spent most of the day with Dawn at the hospital. She's doing well. I will mention today is her daughter's 29th birthday, and it did hit her for a little bit, but she handled it quite well. And Dawn's mother actually called while I was there, and the three of us talked on speaker. It was a wonderful, beautiful conversation. And Dawn is very grateful and thankful to all of you here that support us. She's grateful for, your thoughts and prayers, and so am I. We really appreciate that more than anything, more than you could ever imagine. And so I'll be going back to the hospital right after the park, and I'm going to surprise Dawn if I can find her favorite flowers. I'm going to stop by a flower shop or a supermarket that sells flowers. She loves sunflowers. I'm going to try to find those for her and bring her some sunflowers. So there's your Dawn update for the day. If you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Audio still good? Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is still good. This is episode number 678 of Walking with Purpose Live. Only 2 laps again today due to time constraints. I want to get back to the hospital and spend as much time with my lady before visiting hours close. And more than likely, she will be released tomorrow. I'm hoping it doesn't go to Tuesday because that wouldn't make Dawn happy, and I don't like seeing Dawn unhappy for any reason. Please put a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. I would appreciate that. I'd appreciate a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. We should be back live. Can someone please put a 1 in the chat if the audio is good? I'd appreciate it. With 25 people here, there should be 1 person that can chat, that can put a 1 in the chat if they can hear me. Come on. Jesus. Anyway, Today we're going to be talking about what constitutes legal rights to a business name. What constitutes legal rights to a business name? And I'm going to continue being transparent. This involves my case, which is now 8 days away. Getting closer to the court date. And it just behooves me how some people, including the person that frivolously sued me, wants to continue to make a mockery out of this whole thing. And before I say more, can somebody confirm? I'm not going to talk anymore until somebody confirms if you can hear me or not. This is ridiculous. Somebody confirm that you can hear me by putting a 1 in the chat. Because I'm just not going to say another word until somebody responds with something there. There's 27 people here. Not one person can put a 1 in the chat real quick and say, hey, Eli, we can hear you. You got to be freaking kidding me. And the people that are banned are watching this elsewhere. So why can't one person put a 1 in the chat and let me know if you can hear me? Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. There are more people than you here. I wasn't pointing that out at you. Sure, one more time, I'll let you know what happened. Can you hear me? I was tapping the furry ball. Can you hear me? We are back live. Can you folks hear me? Please verify this one more time. Man, you know, I'm a massive multitasker. I have to be. Can somebody verify one more time if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly? I had to go off the air for a second. Thank you, Cynthia. All right, yeah, Dawn just called me. She's one of a few people that can bypass my Do Not Disturb. And she called me, and I needed to take her call. She's fine. She just needed me to pick her up something before I go and see her after this show. So my apologies for that. I'm multitasking on the fly here while I'm live. Then the YouTube app crashed, but luckily they fixed the resume feature on mobile. So now you relaunch the app and you go into the mobile section. It says, stream interrupted. Would you like to end it or resume it? Now, that's great. That feature was broken for a while. So in the past, it would have killed this stream. But hey, we're back. So it's all good. Anyway, let's continue. Don's doing well. Let's talk about what constitutes legal rights to a business name. Episode number 678 of Walking with Purpose Live. And this is what some people, or many people, or the woman suing me and other people that are supporting her, or not necessarily supporting her, or me just covering the story. Let's put it that way, covering, quote unquote, the story, right? So yes, I'm going to be transparent, nothing to hide. I was watching part of your stream, Sarah, the drama channel. And I did hear everything that you said, Tammy. And you might as well leave it publicly available because I did screen record the whole thing. I know you folks like to remove stuff. So I did screen record all that with the chat. It's all good. And got a grabber plus somebody else screen recording the Susie simulcast right now. It's all good. I hope that, I don't care. I don't really ever hope to use any of the information. I'm just curious to hear and see what people are saying, just so I can get a good laugh. When you folks think you understand the law and you don't understand how business law works. Yes, did I make a few mistakes because I didn't know I needed a business license for my particular type of business and DBA? Yeah, I didn't think I needed one. Because back in those days, in 2011, when I started the GNA, there wasn't as much clear-cut information on the internet on how to do this, right? Okay? I knew about DBAs and all that. And I would always reference, hey, Elias, Melas, DBA, Genuine Networking Association. I didn't realize you had to actually register that. In some states you do, in some states you don't, right? So business law is very complicated, right? Now, a lot of these people, including you, Tammy, think that honest mistakes, are going to be held against you. That's quite the opposite, because here's the one thing that you, Tammy, and anyone else that thinks Tammy has this in the bag. Here's what you folks don't understand. Hey, AC Prod, how you doing? Can you hear me clearly, bro? You don't understand what constitutes business name rights. It's called use in commerce. You have to show use in commerce. Number one, having tax records for the last 9 years shows use in commerce. Number two, running networking events. Haven't run some in a while. And a lot of that stopped due to the pandemic back in those days. But everything's gone online. I've run events in the past. I will be running them again. But the GNA still exists online. And here's what we do. We help entrepreneurs connect with their next power partners and possible clients, meaning that we connect entrepreneurs so that way you can have a huge referral base to refer business amongst each other or to do business with each other when possible. And then we also teach personal development, which is what I do as a coach. We teach personal development. And we focus a lot more of our energy towards personal development, which is what I do here as a coach. What I do here as a coach is a subsidiary of the GNA, my GNA. Okay? That's called use in commerce. I've had usage in commerce of that name since 2011. I have lots of proof of it. Lots of proof of it. Okay? Hey Jenny, how you doing? How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? Should have put on my sunglasses, but it was kind of, the sun wasn't out a second ago. Oh man, this sucks. Man, anyway, I'll live. So, here's the thing. You can file for an LLC. You can file for an incorporation. You can file for anything using someone else's already established business name. Any one of these systems that don't intermingle with each other will not know whether that name is being used by someone else or not. It's your due diligence to do your research to find out if someone else is using that name or not before you try to use it in any way, shape, or form. And you, Tammy, knew that name existed. You even admitted it on Sarah's stream earlier. Further proving that you knew. And you even said, yeah, so what if it's unethical or whatever. It's more than unethical, ma'am. The fact that you knew about it and still went through it is showing intent. Now, I don't care about that because it's irrelevant to the case. Because here's the thing, okay? Regardless of what happens now, this is the one thing you're not understanding, Tammy, and everyone else. This is what you're not understanding. I'm going to explain the registered trademark process once again. When I started the GNA, I had a registered trademark for 6 years. At the 6-year mark, I was going through a lot of crazy stuff, and I kept missing emails and mailers regarding the United States Patent and Trademark Office needing me to just update a few pieces of information. Registered trademarks are valid for 10 years at a time. They renew at the 10-year mark, but at the 6-year mark, at the 6-year period, they do a check-in where you have to respond to a few things to keep it active for the last 4 years of that particular 10-year term. I screwed that up. I didn't realize it. I realized it too late. Tried to save it, and they canceled it. That was my mistake. I immediately reapplied for a trademark. And basically, I was in a trademark pending status for 3.5 years I thought it had re-registered at one point, but it was in a trademark pending status because there was another business that was using the GNA acronym, which they can. Anyone can use a GNA acronym as long as it means something different than what you're using it for, right? And the way that I had my logo and also the business classification and stuff like that was considered a likelihood of confusion. So I had to fix that and then reapply. I hired a trademark attorney to try to save my application, which if I would have figured this out on my own without the attorney, I would have already made the changes and it would have probably already registered right now. And if that was the case, then hey, you folks have no leg to stand on right now, right? But even after hiring a trademark attorney, they basically abandoned my application because they still considered it a likelihood of confusion. I made changes, and those changes that I had made and the arguments that my attorney that I hired proposed didn't work. I think the attorney I hired, didn't do that good of a job, but I let it go. I didn't pay him a whole lot of money. It was an okay amount. But there's no need to go after that attorney. There's no need. It's not worth it. So I reapplied for a third time in the beginning of December of last year. I am now again in the trademark pending status. Okay? And I really want you folks to understand that a federally registered trademark with the R symbol supersedes everything. That gives you exclusive rights to the name and the logo nationwide in the U.S. I want you folks to understand that, including you, Tammy, which you already know. Now, there's more to talk after this. You want to talk about DBAs, fictitious business names, business licenses, and all of that, right? We're going to get to that. So you're going to want to stick around. Yeah, Red Pool Jack. I don't wish you any harm upon your illnesses that you've gone through, but don't come here and troll my chat, okay? Don't ask the same questions that you talked about on Sarah's stream, okay? You can just go. I've said what I had to say. Okay? I've said what I had to say. Part of being a business coach is teaching people how to sell, teaching people how to find their purpose, motivating them, inspiring them to become self-employed. It doesn't just involve, how to run a business or how to file for business stuff. That's not really the job of a business coach. But now I fully know every little thing that needs to be done. And all of this happening to me here did nothing but educate me even more. And is making me an even better business coach. So there's your answer. You can just do whatever you want to do with it. It's all good. Can you put a 1 in the chat, folks? Is the audio still good? Please put a 1 in the chat if the audio is still good. Audio check, please. What's up, bro tech? Love your lives, bro. Way essential. What do you mean by that? Thank you, Natasha. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Now, here's the thing. This current application that I have to federally register my business name with the United States Patent and Trademark Office will supersede everything. Okay? Even if Tammy were to file for a federally registered trademark with the USPTO right now, they would basically deny her based on a likelihood of confusion with a prior application. I got my application in first, but at the same time, I've also had the business in commerce 13 years longer than her fake version of this business. This is what you folks are not understanding. So, and Tammy did say she's not coming out and telling you folks everything, because this is what the future holds. I'm telling you all right now what the future is going to hold. Okay? So when this trademark gets approved by the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, what's going to happen is, let me say it again, the United States Patent and Trademark Office. I'm talking too fast. What will happen once it gets approved, it has to be published in the online Trademark Journal Gazette. And at that point, Tammy or anyone else will have 30 days to file a notice of opposition, which Tammy says she's going to do. It's going to cost you $400. You'll probably pay it, Tammy, because you've already invested $7,000 into defrauding me. So why not spend another $400? Okay, fine. So what's going to happen is Tammy's going to file that, and then I'm going to show the USPTO that I've had a prior registered trademark. I've also had this business in commerce since 2011, and here's all my proof, my tax documents and everything. What do you think they're going to do, Tammy? You think they're going to say because you filed an LLC, incorporated, you got a business license, you did all this, you think that they're going to take all that into consideration? That what you did does not constitute. Give me a second here, because there's some people on the street here. That does not constitute rights to a trademark. You have to first establish rights to a trademark before you can legally register a business license, before you can legally file for an LLC. The reason why you were able to file all that is because all of the systems regarding everything you filed, they don't communicate with each other. So they have no idea whether something is being used in commerce or not. You have to make what's called a bona fide effort to search on your own to see if that name's being used. You already clearly knew that name was being used. You admitted it on Sarah's stream. Your business partner, supposedly, Coach Jay, admitted that what you're doing is unethical. It's a dick move. That's what he said. But I don't care. Who cares about all that? All that matters is what's going to happen once my trademark gets registered and you get denied your notice of opposition. So once we get through Tammy's notice of opposition and she gets declined because I can prove use in commerce since you know, God, back in the days, over 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago, right? What's going to happen once my trademark gets federally registered? At that point, anything that she has running in California, in Florida, or in any other state in the U.S., I will send a cease and desist. I will give her 30 days to remove everything. If not, I will file for trademark infringement. And that's where it's going to get serious, Tammy. This is the one thing you folks aren't talking about. Look it up. Go to the USPTO website. Okay? Go to the USPTO website and read what is a likelihood of confusion, even if she were to apply for a trademark. I got my application in first, plus I've had usage in commerce for the same name with a similar logo since 2011. And I can prove it with tax documents and federal employer identification numbers and seller's permits from California. Now, let's talk about the two documents that you're talking about Miss T and all. You're talking about business licenses, and you're talking about fictitious business names and all of that. Okay? Talking about all of that. I'm not going to get too far into it here because you folks love drama. I don't like drama. I'm just sharing the truth. You folks live and die drama. Because apparently it seems like that's the only kind of attention that you folks are able to get. I'm just sharing my truth and my stories here. That's all I do. You folks make drama out of every little thing because that's what you enjoy doing the most. For whatever reason, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, you guys are miserable people and you have nothing better to do. And you go after people you perceive to be better than you, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to go down that route. You folks know why you do it. You don't need me to tell you it once and for all or once again, right? For the millionth time, right? But just know that I saw a screenshot. I've seen many screenshots that people think they know what they're talking about, and they have no clue about what they're talking about. No clue. No clue. And I'm not going to share in more of what I have in the works, because all I'm going to say one more time again is that I made a couple honest mistakes that I didn't know about, honestly. And even you said it, Tammy, on the stream. She goes, "Oh, they're not gonna go after him legally, this and that." No, what they do, Tammy, is they give you the chance to take care of it because they know some people didn't legitimately know, right? And to be honest, I'm a great reader of people's tones of voice and stuff. I've got great instinct and intuition. Many people know that about me, right? And I definitely heard in your tone of voice, Tammy, there was a lot of fear coming from your voice. And I'm not threatening you. I'm just stating my opinion regarding your tone of voice, which is my legal right to state my opinions according to my First Amendment rights. Hey, this Californian liberal here still believes in First Amendment rights. And I'm stating that you sounded pretty distraught. And you're holding yourself back from saying things, right? I'm not holding back anything. You know why? Because I'm not fearing a damn thing. I've got nothing to fear. Because I know I've done nothing wrong. And I'm confident within myself and the information that I have. Go ahead. And I'm confident in what I've got. And I'll be confident even more very soon. I'm already very confident. I'll be more confident. No fear, Eli, Richard T. No, I have no fear, bro, because I've done nothing wrong, right? These people, including Tammy, think that because I made a couple honest mistakes regarding a business license and a fictitious business name, that they have rights to my business name. No, that's not how rights to a business name are established. Now, you got to understand this, Tammy, and you know this is the truth. And you moronic, pathetic trolls and people that just don't like me and will disagree with everything I say, even though you know I'm right about certain things, the bottom line is a business license has nothing to do with business name rights. Let me repeat. A business license has nothing to do with the rights of a business name. You must establish rights to a business name before you can file for a business license. You don't use a business license to establish business name rights, and that's where you screwed up, Tammy, and that's my case. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You don't establish business name rights by getting a business license when you live in Florida in the same city of where I live in, because you're going to try to block me out. You know how bad that looks? Becoming an LLC or incorporating does not establish business rights. One more time. Becoming an LLC or incorporated does not establish the rights to a business name. You need to establish the rights to the business name first before you get a business license, before you become an LLC, before you become incorporated. You didn't do that because you don't have the rights to the name established. That's called a trademark in commerce. And the bottom line is, a trademark in commerce doesn't have to be a registered trademark for it to give you rights, even as a sole proprietor. Furthermore, again, Tammy, read this. Go to the Secretary of State website in California that you love to talk about so much. On the Secretary of State website, it says sole proprietors are not required. Sole proprietors are not required to register with the Secretary of State. It clearly states that. Go and look at it before you run your mouth to an audience of people you think likes you. Or is it that they're just hate bonding with you regarding me? The same thing you accuse me of people coming back here, hate bonding over you. Well, on the flip side, these people are hate bonding with you over me. And you know it. You know it. And you even laughed at all their jokes on Sarah's panel. It's all good. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. I'm a public figure. I don't care. But I am going to defend myself. And if I have to defend myself every day here until this court case, it's my legal right. It's my right to do so. It's my freedom of speech, and I will. And I'll debunk all this BS. So, a business license does not constitute rights to a trademark name or a business name, same thing. Trademark doesn't mean it has to be registered, but registering your trademark with the USPTO gives you the best level of protection. That's why I'm redoing it. But you still have common law trademark rights. Look it up. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you know all this. I'm sure you know everything I'm saying is true, but you're going to present your case otherwise. See, you could say all you want. You can clip whatever you want. Spend hours clipping things. I've already got my stuff clipped and ready to go. And I also know I'm only going to have 5 minutes or less or 2 minutes. Jack Mayhoff. It's silent, right? You taught Tammy something new, didn't you? Right? Jack Mayhoff. How mature is that for a grown-ass man to troll around YouTube with a name like Jack Mayhoff in his mid-40s, man? Wow, that's really mature of you, Jack. It's pathetic, man. Now, God bless you regarding your injury. I don't wish any harm upon you, but you're still doing dumb shit otherwise, Jack. You're so bored and miserable that you have to come out here and troll people like me? Come on, dude. You don't have better things to do than that? Audio still good? Hey, Shiroma, how you doing? Give me a second. It's good. We hear you. Thank you. All right, folks. So letting you know, I'm on my final lap. We've got another maybe, I'd say about 15 to 20 minutes left on the show. Audio good. Great, brother. Hey, AC Prod. Thank you. AC Prod, what do you think about all this crap, dude? I mean, if I want to talk about this every single day for the rest of my life, I can. But I'm not going to. It all ends in 8 days. It all ends in 8 days. Well, this is going to end in 8 days, but I'll tell you this. Miss T is not going to stop using my business name once this case is done. She's not. She's not going to stop using my business name. When it comes to what she's doing in California, I can immediately fight that. And regarding your business in California, Tammy, I can sue you in California for your California business. Now, if I want to sue you for your Florida business, I have to do that in your state. If you file in any other state to have a business license in any other state, then I can sue you in every state that you have a business license in. That's the way it works. Now, I don't have a business license in Florida. If I did, then you could sue me in Florida. You wouldn't win, but you could sue me. But with my federally registered trademark, when it comes into play, I will only need my business license here in Redwood City. That's all I'm going to need. That's all I'm going to need. And like I've mentioned before in the past, I've been working on that. And there's more I've been working on. And there are many people behind the scenes that have told me not to mention things until after the court date. Not because it will affect me, because I should keep you folks in suspense. Well, I'm tired of all this crap. I just want it to end. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to mention or not, but within a few days, I may decide to put out some information publicly that's going to make you folks go, Yep. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to make you go, Now, let's talk about a few things here. I understand that some people like to have fun out here, and they want to just entertain their audience. I'm a public figure. I get that. I get you folks are going to talk about things. The truth of the matter is, you can actually talk about me every day and use small clips, small excerpts from my videos or streams under fair use and make people aware of your opinions. What you can't do is rebroadcast my entire stream without my permission, right? You folks know that. Now, I've given permission to one person, Jamie, to rebroadcast me. No one else. No one else right now has permission to rebroadcast me besides Jamie. And that's why. I'm not upset at you, Sarah. I'm not upset at anyone else. I'm just saying I have not given any of you my permission. Now, the difference between Jamie and the rest of you that rebroadcast me is that Jamie leaves his streams up publicly available. Why? Because he doesn't fear being taken down for copyright or losing his channel because I've given him permission. The rest of you will rebroadcast me, and you can't leave the stream up publicly available. So what is your intended purpose to do it? To have a little fun in the middle of the day and to make a little extra money at my expense. Right? That's all it boils down to. That's all it boils down to. That's the truth of the matter, right? So I'm not mad at you, Sarah. I'm not mad at you, Susie. I'm not mad at Susie. I don't want to talk with you. I'm not interested in talking with you. You got to get that out of your head. Like, honestly, I want nothing to do with you. I don't hate you. I don't wish any harm upon you. I'm just not interested in in, talking to you in any way, shape, or form. I want you to respect that. I'm asking you to respect that. I haven't talked about you in years. I did apologize in the past for things I said. I have videos of me apologizing to you. I have videos of you admitting that. I don't want to put them out publicly. You're trying to rehash stuff that happened years ago. I'm not interested. Okay? I don't bother you. I don't talk about you. You still can't get over stuff that happened 4 years ago, Susie. That's the problem. You want to keep whining about it? Keep whining about it on your own time. I got better things to do. But because you're so angry and bitter over that, still, that's why you do the rebroadcast, because you're angry and bitter. That's the bottom line. Sarah, you do them for entertainment. I get that. I understand what you do. Right? You actually, you try to be friends with everyone. And I believe that about you. You play all sides because that's what you do. You cover the news in Dramaland. So you have to play all sides, right? You have to be nice to all sides to get the story. I can understand that, and I can even somewhat respect that, even though it's not my cup of tea to create content like that, but I understand why you play all sides, okay? You just want to get the story and then talk about it amongst people and get opinions. The problem is you have your opinions that can be neutral to both sides, but your audience is biased to one side, anything against me. So you're not getting people from my end to give you the other side. And the reason why you're not getting people from my end is because they're not interested in stupid drama. Now, again, you do it for entertainment. God bless you. Do what you got to do. But myself and my audience, we're not interested in making this about drama. We were never interested in this going to the point of where it went to. Tammy took this way too far. Most people know that. That's the truth of the matter. You folks in the chat, tell me what you think. You folks in the chat, tell me what you think. You think this has gone way too far? All I'm going to say is this. Jack, you can keep talking all you want. Anyone in the chat can talk what they want. Tammy, you can think what you want. The moment that registered trademark gets registered, you can't stop it, Tammy. Because, number one, you haven't filed for a registered trademark with the USPTO. And number two, even if you did, I've got way more years of usage in commerce. I've had my FEIN way longer than you. I have a California seller's permit since 2016, FEIN since 2014. I got 9 years of tax documents. And I can prove use in commerce, which again, use in commerce, Tammy, has nothing to do with a business license. Getting a business license in any city does not constitute rights to a business name. A business name. Getting a business license, an LLC, incorporated, whatever, does not constitute rights to a name. What constitutes rights to a name is use in commerce, and what solidifies it and bulletproofs it is a registered trademark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Look it up, folks, before you run your mouths. Look, I don't care if all of you hate me on that side. Do yourselves a favor and look it up yourself before you look dumber than you already do. When that registered trademark gets registered later on this year, at that point, you're either going to see Tammy scramble to shut things down, or first she'll get a cease and desist alongside my registered trademark. If she doesn't cease and desist within 30 days, we're going to be filing $1 million lawsuit for trademark infringement. Whether I get $1 million or not, who cares? But that's what it'll be. That's what I'm going to do. At the very least, they will force her to shut it down, and they will fine her. And at that point, no threat, Tammy. At that point, you know, you've got insurance licenses and all that. I'm not threatening your licenses. All I'm saying is, why would you put your licenses at such risk? And now she's even licensed in California, right? Why would you put your licenses at risk? I'm asking you an honest question. I'm not threatening you. I'm asking you an honest question as part of my First Amendment rights regarding freedom of speech. And I'm being very professional about it. Eli is threatening my licenses. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you who does the best impersonation of Tammy. That would have to be GLM. Oh man, I almost lose it when she impersonates Tammy. Yeah, Jack, I banned you. First of all, Jack, I'm not going to lose in court. There's no way I'm going to lose in court. And I'll tell you this, Jackie. I'm going to call you Jackie instead of Jack from here on out, okay? Jackie? Jackie, here's the thing, right? And there are male Jackies. Remember Jackie Gleason? Okay? So we're going to call you Jackie, okay? Jackie, you're going to want to keep it locked here during this coming week because this is the final week. This is the showdown. This is what they call the showdown, right? You guys want to make it drama. I don't. But hey, if you're going to do it, then you know what? I'll do it better. But I'll do it realistically. You're going to want to keep it locked here because the stuff that I put out this coming week, let's see how you guys respond to it. Let's see how you guys respond to it, right? You know, sometimes, for the time being, it is good to keep your mouth shut. It's good to keep your mouth shut until you have everything in order. You see, I don't talk about things until they're in order. Let me put it to you that way. Okay? And things are about to get in real good order, put it that way. Okay? Tomorrow, Tammy, Sarah, Susie, Jack, and everyone in that pathetic, miserable drama audience, you'll be glued to that San Mateo County portal, looking to see what happens with Tammy's request to appear by video for the second time. The first time got declined, and then her second attempt to dismiss my counterclaim, stating that I'm harassing her and she fears coming to court. No. 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 See, you threatened me on an unlisted stream. So did Coach Jay many times. All right. We are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me real quick. I need to wrap this up. Yeah, Dawn sent me a text. And because, you know, she's still got some blurred vision, I called her back real quick, and she just wanted to say I love you. That's great. I'm so happy about that. This is an emergency situation, so I'll stop the show. This is warranted. because she's in the hospital. I'll drop anything for this. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to assume you can hear me. 1 in the chat. Can you put a 1 in the chat, please, if you can hear me? So anyway. Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Whatever will be, it will be. I put it all in God's hands. I put it all in God's hands. And Tammy, I'll say this. I heard you say you like the name Genuine Networking Association. The problem is, Tammy, you didn't create that name. I created that name in 2011. Right? Here's the thing. First of all, you're never going to gain rights over my business. It's not going to happen. But even if it ever did, right? The only way it would happen is if I decided to step down and sell the business, which I'm not going to. But let's hypothetically speak that I did. You would always have to list me as the founder. I want you folks to hear what I'm saying here. I am the founder, president, founder, and owner of the GNA. And if the business ever gets sold and someone else like her decides to take it over at that point because I legally relinquish it, I would always have to be listed as the founder. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'm just saying. Tomorrow's another day. I look forward to it. And I'll be back, and I'll share my thoughts. And I've got some things I got to take care of tomorrow. And I may have some more news for you folks tomorrow. My audience wants to know because they want to know what's going on. They want to know that I'm safe. They want to know that the right thing is happening here. The other side wants to know too because they somehow want to see Tammy find a way to defeat me so they can have a laugh at my face. This is not what it boils down to. It's really sad that grown-ass, mature, what are supposed to be grown-ass, mature adults are not behaving that way out here on YouTube. You got adults in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond that really want to see another adult that's just trying to create something special. They want to see him get messed up just because they don't like him. The truth of the matter is you folks just don't like yourselves. That's all it boils down to. So, again, you want to keep replaying everything I said here? That's all good. I'm not backing down. This isn't over. It's not going to be over even once the case ends in 8 days. I'm telling you folks, it's not going to be over. Because at that point, even if she has to shut down operations here in California, she's going to keep her operations going in Florida. And she'll be able to somewhat get away with it until I get my trademark registered. Once that happens, once the trademark registers, then that's it. That's game over. With that being said, I'll give Dawn my best from all of you. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.